Hey, Tubies! This is Bob Hickman. It is so rocking to be with you. It's another late night here. I'm sorry to get this video out so late, but you know, I always say it's better late than never. And I know you guys have been waiting on it. Today's video is about the Ascended Master, the Count of St. Germain. But before we get into that, I want to say, first of all, thank you to all of you who came out to last night's video. We had our Saturday night seance, and let me tell you, it was amazing. The Earthbound Soul, Alfred, channeled through, and it was pretty amazing. I mean, I'm amazed, you know. I'm a channel, but even I'm as fascinated as you guys, because I never know what's going to happen. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. I think it's worth your time. It was a pretty awesome night, and those of you who were there for it, you can testify. Anyways, so thank you. Thanks for being there. Make sure to check it out. It's the video right before this. Well, today we're talking about the Count of St. Germain. In fact, let me show you a picture of who we're talking about today. Here's one of my pictures, and I love this picture. This is our beloved Ascended Master, the Count of St. Germain. He's commonly just called Saint Germain, but really he's not to be thought of as like a Catholic saint. The name Saint Germain is part of his noble title. As many of you know, I hold a title, Baron of Ravensworth. Well, he was a count, and he was Count of St. Germain. St. Germain was a region in France, I believe actually in Paris, a section of Paris, Saint-Germain, in French. But he's the Count of St. Germain, and a lot of times people just shorten it to Saint Germain. But he is what we call an Ascended Master. An Ascended Master is somebody who has evolved their soul to such a high degree of perfection that they are literally eternal and timeless. They have total control, total mastery over their own bodies. Saint Germain took on various physical forms over the years, and he actually had a tangible physical presence on the earth, particularly during the 1700s, during the Revolutionary period. It is said that he personally had contact with some of the founding fathers of the United States, and also influenced Britain and France during that time period. He's a really fascinating character, and I thought you'd like to see his picture here. It's kind of hard, I know we got some glare, but he has beautiful rays coming off of him, because many people who have encountered him have said that he appears with the power of dazzling light around him. And Saint Germain is really interesting because, I'm going to sit this down for a minute. He is known to help people who want to evolve. As I said, as an Ascended Master, he helped various countries at times of crisis. He helped the French during the time of Revolution to bring stability back. He helped the founding of the United States. You know, Saint Germain was interestingly very known throughout Europe and throughout the United States as also as an alchemist. And what that meant as an alchemist, he was able to transform base metals into gold. And he also had a gift of repairing gems, like gemstones, diamonds, rubies, emeralds. And many times he would go to parties at the royal courts of Europe. He was very, high society and well received. And when he would go there, sometimes women would bring their treasured crystals and gems to him. And if they were damaged or broken in some way, he would lay his hands on them, and the gems would be restored, not only to wholeness, but many times even larger than their original form, and their value would increase manyfold. So he became known as a wonder worker. It's said that he never aged. It seems like Count of St. Germain, he looked around 40 years old all of his life. And it's interesting, he kept popping up across time and place and space to where people said this can't be the same Count of St. Germain. But many people who got to know him said that he really was eternal. To some people, he revealed his actual power. It's said that Napoleon, he went to visit Napoleon after Napoleon took over France. And he told Napoleon, he said, if you want your country to prosper and to really grow and be stable, you need to bring in the ascended masters. We will help you restore France to its glory. And Napoleon supposedly laughed at Saint Germain. He said, ha ha ha, I don't believe you. So Saint Germain said, do you want to see my power? So they were, from what I heard, they were in a giant hall where it had multiple doors, like 15 doors down, going into different segments. It was like in a palace, I believe, where Napoleon was staying. And Saint Germain said, well, then I will demonstrate my power. And he walked out one of the doors. He said, stay here in the hall. He walked through one of the doors. And a few minutes later, all of the doors, all 15 doors down the hall opened. And Saint Germain walked in 15 form. He multiplied his own body 15 times. And Napoleon saw this and was amazed. And Saint Germain waved to him, every form. He said, look, here I am. And then all of the forms of Saint Germain walked to the middle of the hall, right in front of Napoleon, and then they merged, and there was one Saint Germain again. This was the level of power this master had. And from what I heard, Napoleon was rather shocked, and he said, I think I have to leave. And he never did agree to work with Saint Germain, but it left an impact. And you can research this. This was recorded. So Saint Germain, as I said, appeared throughout history. And one of his most recent appearances was in the 1930s. Some of you have been following, you may remember my video on Lemuria, and I talked about Mount Shasta, which is in Northern California. Mount Shasta is believed to be an area where many Lemurians and ascended masters dwell. And it's believed that Saint Germain inhabits, one of his residences is still to this day in Mount Shasta. This is a book I'd like you guys to check out. This is called Unveiled Mysteries. And it's actually written by Ray Ballard, but he wrote it under the pen name of Godfrey Ray King. And they have an organization called the I Am Foundation. Or is it, let's see here, the Saint Germain Foundation. And they teach the principles called the I Am Principles, which are affirmations that people use to open their spiritual self to their God self. And supposedly this book, that actually is very fascinating, recounts Guy Ballard's meetings with Saint Germain at Mount Shasta. One of the principles that Saint Germain teaches is the higher self. Many of you have heard people talk about their soul self, their higher self. Here's an actual illustration, and this is detailed in this book. Here is a person you can see down here at the bottom, and inside of them is their spiritual self. And according to Saint Germain's teachings, once you tap into that self, it connects you to your higher self, which has greater power, unlimited vision, and you connect to the divine, such as you connect to God directly through the higher self. As a psychic, I believe this is accurate. I've always said that through our self, we connect to higher power. And it's so nice to find this teaching that affirms this and makes absolute sense and documents it. Now, you'll notice around this person, there's a beautiful purple flame. It's called the violet flame. This is one of the teachings that Saint Germain also taught Guy Ballard. He basically said that when you have struggle and when you need to remove blocks in your life, you employ the power of the violet flame. And they give meditations in their books on how to activate. So you see this person, they're standing in the middle of this flame. Now you're not burned. You yourself are not injured or burned by the flame. It is not at all painful. But when you meditate on that and you draw that in, it removes the negativity of your own aura and it purifies your own self so that you can then access the higher power. And according to these teachings, whenever there's a block or a conflict, you can use the violet flame to burn through the conflict. So if you have somebody you're trying to speak to and they're just having communication problems, if you invoke Count of St Germain and employ the violet flame for your meditation, you will open doors. So it's a very practical teaching that teaches metaphysics and how to use your own connection to your God self to bring transformation. In fact, I'm going to read you just a little passage out of this book so you can get an idea of it. Now, this is actually Saint Germain speaking, and so this meditation was recorded in a direct conversation with him. And hold on, let me put on my glasses here. All right. So let me see here. He says, "It will be my pleasure and privilege to teach you the use of these higher laws. Their application and use will enable you to release true wisdom and bring about all perfection. The first step is to the control of yourself is the stilling of all outer activity of both mind and body. 15 to 30 minutes at night before retiring and in the morning before beginning the day's work. Using the following exercise will do wonders for anyone who will make the necessary effort. For the second step, make certain of being undisturbed, and after becoming very still, picture and feel your body enveloped in dazzling white light. The first 5 minutes while holding this picture, recognize and feel intensely the connection between the outer self and your mighty God self within, focusing your attention upon the heart center and visualizing it as a golden sun. The next step is the acknowledgement. I now joyously accept the fullness of the mighty God presence, the pure Christ. Feel the great brilliancy of the light and intensify it into every cell of your body for at least 10 minutes longer. Then close the meditation by the command, I am a child of the light. I love the light. I serve the light. I live in the light. I am protected, illumined, supplied, and sustained by the light, and I bless the light. And the Count of St Germain goes on, he says, remember always, one becomes that upon which he meditates. And since all things have come forth from the light, light is the supreme perfection and control of all things. Anyways, it goes on and on. This is just a little segment, but this is the type of wisdom that you'll find in the Saint Germain books by the Saint Germain Foundation. So I would encourage you to check it out. They have beautiful pictures in their books. Every book has a few color pictures in it. This one has, there's Saint Germain. That's a smaller one, like the big picture I have framed. And then there is Jesus here. They believe Jesus is also an ascended master, which I actually agree with. But I have been working with Saint Germain for many years, and I can tell you as a psychic, he's absolutely real. I have had direct contact with him. I have received messages from him. I have received direct guidance from him. I have channeled him. So I'm a great believer in Saint Germain. And, I just say, explore it, consider it. As I said, he is also Lord of the seventh ray. And the seventh ray, you have to think of rays of light that come through the universe. And every color, it's like the rainbow. Every ray has a master that directs that energy for the cosmos. And Saint Germain is what we call the Lord of the seventh ray. And the seventh ray is the violet ray. And what that does is that brings transformation in consciousness. Saint Germain helps people, one, transform their mind, transform their body. He also helps people who want to work with developing magical ability. And interestingly, I read recently that he's considered one of the patrons of not only people who do alchemy, but also people who do ceremonial magic and, believe it or not, people who do witchcraft. So there are even Wiccans who can invoke Saint Germain in their magic. He assists with magical principles and transformation through magic. So, you know, I would say it's worth your time to check him out. Many people report he literally looks like this picture. He has a beard. Sometimes he wears a white robe. Sometimes he wears a purple robe. But he's very, very fascinating. And many times he's seen wearing a purple cross. Sometimes it's like a Maltese. This is like a Maltese cross. And he wears that as a symbol of his work with the purple or the violet ray, purple-violet ray. So you might want to check him out. Now, if you like this picture, want to get one, you can purchase these through the Saint Germain Foundation. I'll put links below for that. But, you know, I just got to come here and tell you, I think that we're at a time where the earth is in a real transition. You know, we're going from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is really about trusting your inner vision. See, the age of Pisces was, you know, look to the master. The master will teach you. Everybody can, you know, is under the control of the master. Saint Germain doesn't govern as the master controlling. He simply says, look within. Inside of you is that light. He teaches you how to find the answers within yourself. And I can tell you, as a channel, as a psychic, his energy is very powerful and very helpful. I always find that Saint Germain gives me clarity and understanding. In my readings, in my channelings, in my writings, he's very much a present force. And so if you wanted to, you know, get to know him, I would encourage you, sit down, try to do the light meditation, invite him into that light to commune with you. Communication with Saint Germain is as simple as saying, hey, Saint Germain, will you help me with this meditation? You see, it's that simple, and he will be present. So anyways, I just want to bring that to you. Hopefully that gives you a little insight. We're going to probably talk more about it. It's a little late tonight, but it'll at least give you a little thing to, something to meditate on, something to research, okay? Tell me in the box below, have you ever heard of the Count of St Germain, the Ascended Master? What do you know about? Have you worked with him? Maybe you've had an experience with the violet flame or the violet ray. Tell me about that. If this is all new to you and you've never heard it, tell me about that as well. I'd love to hear about it, okay? Anyway, so yeah, and check out this book. This is the first in the series, Unveiled Mysteries, and it's by Godfrey Ray King. So I'll put the links below. Thanks for being here, guys. Send you blessings. Be back here tomorrow. We'll have more stuff. I think we're going to go out and see the snow tomorrow. Would you like that? We had a big blizzard here. It's like 3 feet of snow. It's pretty dramatic. So maybe we'll go out and take a look at the snow. I'm so glad you guys are here. Listen, like this, favorite, share it with your friends, and be back here tomorrow. And if you haven't seen the seance, check that out tonight as well. Blessings to all of you. Good night.